Dear students, now we will see an example for convolving exponential signal with exponential. So find the discrete convolution sum for y of n, beta to the power of n u of n convolution with alpha to the power of n u of n. See, multiplying u of n with beta to the power of n, alpha to the power of n, they represent them as a convolution, that is convolution and exponential signals. Okay, and here they have given beta is also less than 1, alpha is also less than 1. This indicates that they are decreasing exponentials. That's all. So I'll call the first term, that is beta to the power of n u of n, as x of n, alpha to the power of n u of n as h of n. Okay, so y of n is equal to x of n convolution with h of n. So I have written the convolution equation, k equals minus infinity to plus infinity x of k into h of n minus k. It is a good practice of writing this definition for all the problems. I might have skipped in the others, but you practice writing the definition in the solution for any problem. So x of n and h of n are plotted assuming alpha and beta are positive values. This absolute value represents either we can take a positive or negative value, but here we have considered it as positive value and these two are less than 1. So when I plotted x of n, so I got it a decreasing exponential like in the previous problem. So the beta is less than 1, so it will be a decreasing one. Okay, 1 beta square, beta cube, beta to the power of 4, beta to the power of 5 and so on. Okay, dash dash represents as an infinite signal. Similarly for h of n, alpha to the power of u of n means u of n is existing for 0 to plus infinity. Okay, so when you multiply the amplitudes for n equals 0, alpha to the power of 0 again 1, alpha square, alpha cube, alpha to the power of 4, alpha to the power of 5, 6 and so on. So since the second signal here is alpha to the power of u of n, that is we have considered it as h of n, so now I have to fold h of n. So first we will write it in terms of k variable because that is the procedure for convolution sum. So when I write in terms of k, this becomes beta to the power of k u of k, h of k is equal to alpha to the power of k u of k. Fold h of k to get h of minus k. So h of k I have written. So what are these values? They are function of k. Okay, so alpha to the power of k. So folding this means I'll get h of minus k. So h of minus k is I just get the mirror image of this. Okay, so plus n I have written because in the equation it is h of n minus k. This n minus k is nothing but minus k plus n. Okay, now I'll plot x of k. So x of k as it is, so it's a function of beta k. Now here now you need not consider n values and shift multiply. So when you get two infinite series, so directly you can write the equation like this. Those problems were beginning, so that's why I have written all the steps. Now you can directly write. So from x of k multiplying with h of minus k plus n for various values of n, we can write like this. See, now I'll take n less than 0. N less than 0 means you know that signal has to be shifted left. So if I shift this left means when you multiply there won't be any product. Okay, so that's what I have written. X of k multiplied by h of minus k plus n is 0. When there is no product, then y of n is also 0 for n less than 0. The product exists only when the shifting factor is greater than or equal to 0. So I am writing for n greater than or equal to 0, this product exists. This product exists means I have to write from k equal to 0 up to n. So the product exists from 0 to n because n is actually the shifting factor. X of k into h of n minus k. What is your x of k? X of k is beta to the power of k. H of n minus k is nothing but what? So here you observe. When I have written h of n, okay, so it is alpha to the power of u of n. When I wrote it in terms of h of k, so it was alpha k. Now when I write h of minus k, okay, plus n means, so whatever is here that is written here. So this also becomes alpha to the power of minus k plus n, or this is nothing but alpha n minus k. So I have written alpha n minus k because it's a function of n. So now the only thing is you have to simplify this equation. So beta k as it is. So this I have splitted alpha n alpha to the power of minus k. So since these two are function of k, I have written beta by alpha to the power of k alpha n. And if you observe this summation is a function for k equals 0 to n. So here alpha n is considered as a constant, so I have written it outside. Okay, k equals 0 to n, beta by alpha to the power of k. Now to simplify this summation, I am using the geometric series and simplify the expression. Now again I am using this because it is from n equals 0 to some value. That's why, because here it is from k equals 0 to n. Okay, so using this series I have simplified it. Okay, so here see the alpha value, according to this it is beta by alpha. Okay, so this should be less than equal to 1, or alpha should not be equal to 1 means beta should not be equal to alpha. If beta is equal to alpha means this equation reduces to alpha to the power of n plus 1. Okay, so this has arrived by using L'Hospital rule. So this statement is optional. Up to here you can write it's correct. Okay, so note, when we convolve infinite sequence, no need to do all steps, just use any appropriate mathematical expression, simplify and write the answer expression. Now we will move to the last combination. So convoluting unit step and a rectangular signal. So solve x of n convolved with h of n. So here your x of n is u of n, h of n is u of n minus 3. Okay, so u of n, it is a unit step function. Another signal rectangle means it's not an infinite. Okay, when you plot u of n minus u of n minus 3 means you will get only the 3 samples and it is nothing but a rectangle signal. Okay, so since u of n minus 3 is h of n here, so I have to fold this. So if I fold this signal, okay, and multiply with your x of k, same as usual steps, then I am going to get the values like this. So for n less than 0, this h of k, when it is folded, okay, for n less than 0 means it is towards left, and you can observe your x of k is a step signal which exists from 0 to infinity. So there is no product at all. So the product term is 0. Therefore y of n is 0 for n less than 0. So if you take n equals 0, one product exists, that is 1. When n equals 1, it is shifted by right 1 unit. So you will get 2 values. That is, when you multiply this with your x of k, 2 products exist. So the value will be 1 and 1. So y of 1 is 2. Next, for n equals 2, this h of k, which is having only 3 samples, it will be right shifted by 2 units. When you multiply, you will get 3. See, if I repeat this, you can observe your x of k exists from 0 to infinity. Okay, but your h of k is having only 3 samples, and these 3 samples will be moved over this. So you can observe this as a stationary signal, and h of k is moving over that. Since h of k is having only 3 samples, when you slide over it, you will get only 3 samples. So further you will be getting only the value 3. Okay, so with that, y of n can be written as 0 for n less than 0, value 1 when n equals 0, and its value is 2 when n equals 1. But when n is greater than or equal to 2, for all other values, the value is only 3. So if I plot the signal, the y of n appears like this. So with this, we have concluded, or we have finished all the varieties of problems with respect to convolution sum. In the tomorrow's session, I will give you all the different types of problems. Please go through all the problems. If you have any doubt, please call or text and clarify them. So day after tomorrow, I will start your convolution integral problems. Thank you.